welcome everybody to class number 2 of host your website on GitHub. And today is the last class and of this small segment of the whole series. And thank you very much for supporting this series. This is the first time we have done this. And we started back in July. And I hope you pick a couple of skills, either P5GS or Java or web design or GitHub. If you please keep the conversation going, either on Slack or email. And I will be available to answer your questions, not only today, but also in the future. And check your calendar, the Esperanza Public Library calendar for the upcoming classes in the fall. We're gonna offer possibly Power BI and Excel. So look for that and after Labor Day. Not tomorrow, but after Labor Day, I promise you. It'll be somewhere in the calendar or on the newsletter. Okay, so for now, you only need to sign into your GitHub. You might need to have, if you haven't signed up recently, you might need to do the double verification. Either they send you like a code to your phone or your email, so you might have to do that to sign into your GitHub. I always have to do it, so you might probably have to do that. So, so for now, just go to your GitHub account. And also, if you remember, it'll be helpful to have also the website that we made live last week. So we're gonna edit. I'm gonna show you today how to edit this website, and small edits and nothing really cumbersome, just small edit. So I'm gonna start here with the handout. And if you have any questions, please use either the Zoom chat or Slack. Let me reposition my Slack so I can see the questions. Okay, so when you open your handout, I have put class number 1, number 2 in the same web page, in the same handout. So there are no two, it's the same one. So you can just scroll down a little bit and then click where it says class number 2, and it'll take you to the section relevant for today's class. See right there. So I'm going to show you again. So you're gonna, if you open the handout, if you don't have it open now, it's okay. I just want to let you know, just in case you open and you say, oh, we did this last week, why are we going to do it now? So we're going to click class number 2, and that will take you to the section relevant to today's class. One thing I want to clarify, I don't know if everybody got it last week. I think somebody asked me, but I just want to make sure everybody said it, knows this. Each repository will be one website. So this website here lives in this repository. I have another website here. This is another website independent from this. It's not another page. It's just entitled different website with a different URL. So you can have different websites inside a repository. So you want to have maybe a website that is your portfolio if you're an artist, and then I have another website where you have maybe a hobby, and then maybe you have a website where you keep your resume, and you want to have them all independent of each other. Maybe you want to have each the portfolio in one repository, your resume in another repository, and then your hobby blog in another repository. So they are independent of each other. So they are not. Okay, somebody was asking for the handout and there it went. It's in the Zoom chat. So I just want to clarify that anytime you want to make a website, you have to create a new repository. And I think some of you did that. They figured it out because I saw some of you share with me actually. Yeah, take 2 seconds, try again, because I just put it. Oh, everyone in the waiting room, everyone in the meeting. I try it again. I don't know, it went somewhere else. I just put it back in. Sorry about that. The Zoom has too many choices. Now it has an extra choice. I didn't know it had it. So just remember that if you want, you can create separate independent websites. If you want to change the URL, you will have to name first this part of the GitHub account. That's gonna go into the URL that you can see here on my website. So this part here belongs to the first section of the URL. So if you wanna just have that in mind, if you wanna create another name, you will have to create another organization. You can go here and create another organization. Right here, manage, create organization. You can call it something else. So when you name that organization, that's gonna be the first part of your website. So that's gonna be something you can custom. And then this is gonna be the name of the repository. And then this is gonna be the second last part. It's gonna be the name of the file. So just have that in mind, that the way you call it. Index is index main HTML. It's just something we do in web design. It's a standard. That's how you call the main hub for your website. The main page that has all the main website that all the other secondary and tertiary websites connects to. So that's as much customization you can do with the URL. Beyond that, you cannot customize nothing else. Any questions about that? Okay, so once you are on your repository, go into your GitHub, go into your repository. I'm gonna show you how to edit, make a small edit to your website. So you're gonna go to your repository. But before do that, look at your web page and look at it and see something you wanna change really quick. Change your GitHub and repo name to change first part. And yeah, you can change it. Actually, you can go, that's a good question. So right here, when I go to my repository, you can go into settings. So when you go into settings, see here, you can rename your repository. When you rename the repository, then you have your, this part of the URL will change. And then this part here, you'll have to make another organization and name the organization something else. That's as much customization you can do. So for now, just go into your repository and we're gonna make a small edit. So look at your website and see something you can change. Just something I would suggest, if you have a header 1, this is a header 1, heading 1 style title, like the first title. I would suggest the biggest title, the first title that your website has at the top. That's the one I will change. And I will suggest just change it. You have something like hello world. I'm referring to the one I have on the screen that you can see. And that's the one I share with you. If you have something similar, you will have to come up with your own change. I want to change hello world to my initials. So that's the edit I'm going to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is find the file I want to edit. So what is the file I want to edit? Anybody has a guess? What is the file I need to edit of all the files I have here? It's no CSS. It's an HTML file, but which one? Is the index, because the index is the one, remember, like I told you here, this is the URL lets you know, this is the index file. So the index file has the layout and the text. The CSS file only has the colors and the style, like if it's center, if it's the letters, what kind of font, if it's light blue or dark blue. So we're going to go to the HTML. The HTML is like the hub of everything. It has all the information and also has the text. That's where we put the text. So we're going to do the text. So click on index HTML. So your main HTML file. So click on that one. And you're going to see all that code. Remember, I gave you the code. Either I gave you the code or you have a code of your own. Once you have that, you're going to find, look on the right side of the screen, there is a pencil. It's little. It's like, it's an icon between, some icon looks like a TV and a garbage. It's a pencil. Click on the pencil. And it says edit this file. So click on it and it's going to go into an edit form. So try and see if it works for you. So you're going to click on this, on that pencil, and you're going to go, it's going to change into edit. And then you're going to find where it says it's line 20. You're going to go to line 20. Find line 20. And then on line 20, you're going to see H1, hello world. And take the hello world and put your name. You can type your name. You can literally say YOUR name, whatever it is. And once you do that, you can do preview. The preview is going to give you just a preview of the code to see if everything looks okay. And then click commit at the bottom. And you can put a little, if you're doing it for real, not today, but if you're doing it for real at home, if this is a real change, I will put a change so you remember why you change it. And then click commit and then refresh your website and see if it took it. Yeah, there's a fault. The index is the home page. So that's why I'm asking, just change the line 20 and just change the hello world to your name. If you do that, it's not going to take that long. So I'm going to do it. So either you watch what I'm going to do, so you can watch how I do it, and then you try it. So I'm going to go and edit right here. edit this file. And then I'm gonna go to line 20. And it says here, hello world. And then I'm gonna put my name. And that's it. I'm not gonna change anything else. And then I'm gonna scroll down. And then I'm gonna put, you don't have to do this, but I'm gonna show you how to do it. This is the proper way. So change to update name on web page. You can be more explicit. The more detail, the better. Commit changes. Okay. Then I could have done a preview, but I didn't do the preview. I can look here, line 20. It changes to Isabel. Then I'm gonna go to my website. So it hasn't changed. It still say hello world because I need to refresh it. So I'm gonna refresh it. And then it changes. So if you do just one little change, it's not gonna take that long to refresh it. So try it on your own and see if it works. If you get stuck, let me know. If you don't remember the website, don't worry about it. Just go to the GitHub because some people don't remember their website. We'll get to the website. I'll show you how to get to the website. Just change it now and I'll show you how to get to the website. But you should have the same website I have. Just make sure you change something inside the body of the, you don't want to change anything between the head. You want to change something inside the body. That's why I said line 20 is heading 1, which is big. So if it changes, you're going to see that it changes, it changed indeed. So, so that's why if you have a heading 1 in your index HTML file, change that, and you don't have to write, a poem. Just just put your name, your initials, something small, and commit the change. And then I'll let you know how to change to what fine. So once you do that, if you did that change, go to settings, right here, settings. And then we're gonna find the website, scroll down, pages, and then there is the website. So you're gonna go to settings, scroll down, pages, and then click on the website. And if you can right click, so you can open in a new tab and leave it on the side so you can see, you can have it available for later. So how did it work? Did it work for everybody was able to change it? To make a little tweak? One or two people? Yeah, okay, good. So that change is what we just did here is a very small change. That's recommended if you're gonna do this very infrequently, if you're gonna do very small changes, you're gonna do this maybe a couple times a year. If you're gonna do this more often, more frequent than 5 times a year, or you're gonna do a lot of more changes, it is better ways and more appropriate ways to do the changes. And you will have to learn GitHub, and there are resources on the handout that will point you out to do that. If you are looking into working into web development, you will have to learn how to do this in a more professional way and also in a collaborative way, because what happens, websites are not done by one individual usually. Well, in some cases it's done by one, but in other cases it's done by several people. Each person does a little chunk of it, so they have to work in a synchronized way, and that's why they use GitHub to work all together. And so I'll just show you, this is like a big alert. This method I'm showing you is if you are doing a small change to your website in a very infrequent, in a simple change. Maybe you have a typo, maybe you have to add one line to your resume, maybe you want to add one picture a year to your resume. But if you want to do a big change, or you're changing your website every so often, there are more efficient ways to do that. And there is a whole class I taught in the spring, and there is other tools that you can use. I just want to make sure you are aware of that. Don't think that people that are professional are doing this a whole day long, otherwise nothing will get done. But it's very approachable for some of us who change our website once or twice a year. So it's very, you don't have to spend a whole 2 months learning GitHub and trying to get acquainted with it. So we're gonna add a new file. So we're gonna add a dummy file. So this file, don't worry about it. We're just gonna add a dummy file. So we're just gonna, it's not gonna do anything on the website. I just wanna show you how to add a new file. So we're gonna go back to our repository, your main repository. And you're gonna look here where it says add file. So I'm gonna go and look on the handout, and then I'll do it for all of you so you can look, and then we'll do it together. So on your repository page, you're gonna find the bottom. Is there a question? Okay. Is there a okay, somebody put a picture. Oh, this is somebody's. He said, add a new HTML file, same as the index is different. Oh, okay.
What?
So what I was saying, go to, so you can add on, there is a button called add file. So right here on your repository, there is a button called add file. You're gonna click on the caret. When you click on the caret, you have two choices, create new file or upload file. We're gonna choose create new file. So click create new file. And then it's gonna give you a choice of putting a code there directly. And I think that's what we did last week. So you can either go to your handout and copy this code and put it here. And you can see the preview. Or you can just type something. This is a test. It's just, I just want to show you what it looks like. What is important here at the end is, I'm going to call this a test. The name, this is how you name it, test. And then I'm going to call it HTML just as a general, just I don't want to call something else. In GitHub, you can add files. You can add different kind of files. It doesn't have to be just HTML files or Python files. You can add PDF files. You can add Word document files because GitHub just holds documents. But in this case, I'm just going to put HTML file just to show you. And again, you can put, like I said, you can write anything here, or you can bring code. You can copy and paste the code. And remember, the code is always proprietary to the person who wrote it. So you have to be careful about where you get the code and give you need to acknowledge the person who wrote the code. If you start using code, especially in GitHub, and you don't acknowledge the person who the author, you get in big trouble. So so just be aware of that. But in this case, it's just a dummy test. So you can either write here, and this is, you can, if I call this Python, you can write Python, or you can do Ruby, you can write Ruby. But in this case, I just gonna do this. And this is a dummy file. It's not gonna do, it's just an example. And then you can just commit the file. And when they commit the file, you're gonna see the file right here, and it's there. It's not part of the website because there is no way it's linked to the website. It's just independent. It lives in this directory, in this folder, but it doesn't affect the website. If you create, it's like code is it's an innovation. So for example, the Google code that makes that makes Google the company that it is copyrighted, and it's actually nobody knows. It is patented, but it's also secret. So nobody knows how the algorithm for the Google search, like when you type in the Google box to search, nobody knows how it is. They have it copyrighted, they have a patent. It's a secret code. Nobody knows what it is. Only few people knows, and that's why. So you can know. So yes, it's copyrighted. So it's unique. They have to prove it's unique. So some people, or GitHub, people publish their code. They want to collaborate. Maybe they get stuck on something, or maybe they want somebody to look and find some other way to make their code better, because that's another world. That's another aspect of coding. You want to collaborate because collaborate with others makes your code better, and other people can see things that you might have missed. So that's why people collaborate on GitHub. And there are a lot of open source projects that you can go and collaborate. And then if you're part of that team, you get the credit too, because you're part of that team. But you cannot use, like, I cannot take a code from somebody and don't give that person credit. And that's different than copyrighted. If I take a code from a book, it's like when you write an academic paper and you take a quote, you have to attribute the author. It's the same thing. Yeah, the license is something else. GitHub is to contribute. So if somebody has a code, is the author, and then you don't give them credit for writing that code, that's not fair. And then you say that code you wrote it, but in reality, somebody else wrote it. That's not fair. Not fair. So that's the whole point. The code I'm giving you is code that has been issued for students, so don't worry about it. There is a code that we're gonna use today that I got from Firefox for Mozilla. So it says Mozilla for education, so that's fine. But everything I give you, you can reproduce. You don't have to give me credit or anything, because I don't have anything innovative. I haven't created anything that nobody else cannot create. I mean, you guys can figure out what I can very easy. But if you go to GitHub and somebody like their codes there, for example, some people use GitHub for homework, college homework. That's wrong. You cannot use GitHub to do your homework and then say that it's yours. That's wrong, and you get in trouble because teachers know that they're aware of that. So you can go and look at the solution after the test and find out how is it done. But you cannot take the homework. It's the same academic. You cannot use, academic quotes. It's the same principle. So just be careful of that, because if you start using GitHub, and like I just said, you can take code from people and put it there, and by mistake, somebody's going to find out, because everything is searchable in GitHub, and they say, hey, I made this pretty cool website, and I think it's very unique. The thing has to be unique. It cannot be, something that anybody can figure out. It has to be very unique. And it took me, a lot of time and effort to make it, and you make it like it's yours. That's what, but you will know. And people are cool as long as you give attribute, you will recognize them as they give them credit. So that's all you have to do, give them credit. But don't worry about that. So okay, so we added any questions about adding files? So you can take code, like if somebody emailed you a code or you have it in the computer, so you can copy paste it and put it in there. So that's an easy way to bypass the whole process of the app, and the GitHub has all these pull requests and all this stuff. I don't want to talk about on this class because it's not part of the scope. So you can take code that maybe is in your computer or in another application and copy and paste it and put it there. Or maybe you wrote it or somebody wrote it for you and you can put it in there. Maybe you pay somebody to write it for you and you can put it in there. So that's how you do it. You can also upload a file. And you can also upload a file. So that's a file, and we did that already. So now we're gonna do a cool thing. We're gonna bring a website. So somebody made this website, but I don't know. Oh, so somebody changed this. That's what I didn't understand. So somebody already changed this. That's a good example. So that we're able to customize this part, and then it customize this class, this part. Ignore this class. I hope that it doesn't mean that. Ignore this class. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna do a second page. So a second page is, I already done mine. So I click here and it's gonna take me to this page. So this page, here it is. So this one, you may have seen this before, maybe in some websites. It says copyright 2050 by nobody. This is, I got from Mozilla Education, and they give me, I didn't do this. I just got the file from Mozilla, and they put this silly stuff at the bottom. But, you know, if, like, for example, our webmaster in our library, he has a copyright stamp, and you can see it at the bottom. He actually does all this himself, which is awesome. He has a copyright here for the library. And so, because he has he has developed that. I don't have that. And then I'm gonna click here, home, and it's gonna take me to the beginning. Okay, so to do that, we need to make a folder. So you can see here, I already made a folder. I made 2 folders. Those 2 in this. The standard procedure for web development is that we're gonna organize the secondary and tertiary pages into folders. So we start, web development is very organized. You have to be very, very meticulous. So there is even though it's not necessarily for things to work, it is very recommended that you have everything organized in folders, or also directories. So we're gonna start, I'm gonna show you how to make a directory. It's very easy. So you're gonna click, you're gonna choose here, index. Then we're gonna do edit. Okay. And then we're gonna do, actually, we're gonna do this. Sorry, backtrack. We're gonna go here, hello world. And then let me go back here. Okay, we're gonna do add file. That's what it is. So we're gonna create a directory, another folder. So I'm gonna call this new folder. You can call it whatever you want. Remember, this is gonna show on the URL. And then I'm gonna type backslash. When I click backslash, it created a folder. So let me do it again. So I'm right here, hello world, at the top of my directory. I'm gonna do add file. So I get the box, the empty box. Create new file. And then I'm gonna put new folder. And then backslash. And then this one is a folder. And then I'm gonna do here, new page, or second page. Okay, and I'm gonna call this HTML. Okay, so that's gonna be the file. This file is inside the folder. So just watch what I'm doing, and then it all makes sense. So watch, I'm not gonna put anything. I'm just gonna leave it empty. I'm not gonna type anything. I'm just gonna create folder. and commit new. And then I'm going to go to the repository Hello World. And here you can see the folder that I created. It's new folder, and inside there is a second page. The second page HTML file is empty, but we're going to add something in it. So again, you want me to do it again? You guys got that? You want me to do it again? Okay, I'm just going to do it again one more time. So add file, create new file. So new, I'm just going to put new folder. And then the backslash, and then I'm just going to put file HTML and just click commit. So this file is going to be inside this folder, this new folder, and click commit file. So now this is a folder. So if I go to Hello World, I have all these files. Okay, so inside right now I have this empty one, and I have the other one is empty. But I care at this one that has second page, the second page. So in there, you're gonna edit, and you're gonna put this code. So I'm gonna put on a Slack. And I'm gonna put it on Zoom. Really? And put that code in that file. Why is it doing that? It's too big. Is it too big? It's not letting me put it in Zoom. Huh. Well, if it's not letting me put in Zoom because it's too big. So let me copy this. See if it let me do this. No, I'm gonna do it. No, I'm going to do it. Okay, let me see if it can do it. See, it's on a Slack. It's not gonna let me put it on Zoom because it's too big. If not, go to your handout and put it all inside. So you're gonna get here second page. So let me put it here. I'll show you how we go. So new folder, and then click second page, do edit. And when you click edit, just copy the code there and then commit. And that's gonna be the second page. Okay, or you can upload it, upload the file too. So this is a code. This is a template I was talking to you. This was I got it from Mozilla, and this is a template. This has the basic. Somebody was asking me about how to make a website frame layout. Has the basic layout. Here has the links that you see, the home, our team. Then it has a form. Then it has all these different titles and so on. So you can change it as you want. Somebody has a. Yeah. Yeah, I just put it on Slack too. Okay, cool. Thank you anyway. So you can take that code, put it there. That's the easy part. So once you have that, I'm going to show you the one I have. So this is my functioning one. I have second page, and I have my second page, and I uploaded the CSS. So I put it here, the second page. And then this this is an HTML file, but this HTML file is not going to show on this website until it start talking to the index HTML file. This file and the index HTML file needs to have a link, a wire, a connection. So we need to put it, we need to do a link. So, okay, what part you want me to repeat? Somebody said they want me to one more time. Which one? You guys write it on Slack is much faster. Zoom always has a delay when you on the chat. So so you just have to make a, let me just go through here for the folders. Somebody was asking. So you're gonna go to the repository. You're gonna click add file, then create new file. Then inside the box, you're gonna put the name of your, that's not the one, oh here. You're gonna put the name of, I just put second page. So that's the name of the folder, second page. Then put backslash. When you put the backslash, forward slash, it's gonna create a folder. And then you're gonna put the name of the file, which is second page HTML. And then it's gonna look like this one. It should look like that. When it looks like that, just click commit. If not, just let me know either on Slack. Slack is much faster. The response time is much faster than on Zoom. Issue the chat part. Okay, so did that help? Okay, once you have that, when you commit, go back to the file and enter the code that is either on Slack or on the, I cannot put it on the Zoom chat because it won't let me put all that code. You can go to the handout and take all this code. You can just click here where it says copy and just paste it inside the file called second page.html. So that's the code that should be part of that. So if I go here, second page HTML, you just put that code there. You can do edit and just copy paste that code in there. So if you go here, find your second page, click on second page HTML, click edit, and bring the code from the handout I'm gonna delete this so start. So it should be like that. So bring the code from the handout or from Slack, and then do paste, and then the whole code is in there, and then click commit, and there is your file. Now the whole thing should be in there. Okay. So now when you go to your repository, it should have updated second page HTML, and your code is in there. All good? Okay, so this other part, I just gonna show you how to connect. This is so just gonna show you so you can just pay attention. It's a little bit more tricky, but it's not complicated. It's just you have to look at the URL. So look at the screen where I'm showing you. So you have to connect this file, the second page here, this HTML file needs to be connected to the index file. There is no link right now. There is no wire. They're two living in the space right now, independent of each other. There is no umbilical cord. There's no link. They don't know each other. So we need to put a link between the two, some kind of wire that connected that. And the way to do it is on the index HTML. On the index HTML, we're gonna open the index HTML, and we're gonna put a code there. That code, I have it right here. You're gonna put this code, but before you put that code, you need to assemble the most important part, the route. The route. You have to tell what is the avenue that is gonna take the person who clicks, what road we're gonna take to find the second page. So when somebody gives you directions to go from point A to point B, they're gonna give you a route. Same thing, when I click here, when you click second page, this is a link. There is a route that I have to take to find the second page. That route is the URL. So I need to put that URL, that route here. You have to build that URL. So how do you build that URL? Each of you is gonna be different. Each one is gonna be different, depending on what is your GitHub account and how you call your repositories, okay? So the route is assembled by HTTPS, this, we know, this part, quotes, HTTPS, we know all that. And then you're gonna put here, it's gonna be your GitHub account. It's your GitHub account, or if you look at your website, it's gonna be this part of the website. That's the part is gonna be in the beginning. So if you look at my route, it has the first part. In your case, most of you are gonna be your GitHub account. So that's what's gonna be here. So you're gonna assemble that there. Then it's gonna be github.io, which is the same than this here. Then it's gonna have your repository name, which is very similar to the website. So far you just have to follow your website, right? Let me make this, okay. So far, so good. So you just have to follow your website so far. But then you need to remember that folder that we created. Then we need to call with the /, then we do the folder we created. So we go from the GitHub account down into GitHub. You know, we go from this, your GitHub account, then we go to GitHub, then we go to our repository, then we go to the folder we created, and then we go to the file we created. And then you put all that together, and the whole address, when you assemble it together, you put it here in this code. And that code is what we're going to put in the website. So try to assemble. This is the part all of you is going to have different than mine. And it's going to help you to look at your website and see how it is minus the index. So instead of the index, it's going to be the folder, and then / the name of the file that you created for the second page. And then you take this code and you're going to put it in the index. So I'm going to show you my index. Where is it? Right here. This is the code. So that code, what it this is click here to the second page. So that's the text you see here. Click here to the second page. So that text is going to have the route that is going to take me to the second page. So any questions? Do you want me to repeat any part of it? If you have any other questions, if you tried it, please let me know. Send me send me a screenshot of your attempt, and I'll help you out so you can have your second page. So then there is if you want to take it back from the second page back to home, what you have to do is similar, but you, instead of using second page, you just put the, it's much easier. You just use the URL of the website and it takes you back to the, to that. And it's gonna be, I'll show you the example for the second page. The second page to the home page is much easier. So this is how it's gonna look like. So right here, you're gonna put right here where it says home. That's where you're gonna put that link, this link of the website. So you just take your website and you're gonna put it in there, and it's gonna take you back to the website. And let's not do relative link, let's do absolute link, because relative link can change. So so you can then, that's why this template we were using this template. And if you are familiar with relative links, you can use a relative link example. If you are not familiar with what relative is, I will suggest you just use absolute link, which is what I'm giving you, until you are familiar with relative links. But thank you for the input. So you can use this template, and here you can put the links, kind of like I just showed you. And then for the CSS format, if you took the P5GS example class with me, this is very similar. You have to link the CSS. And with the CSS, you have to upload the CSS. And then you go to the index HTML file, and you need to call it here. You need to call it the right way. So if you change the name of the CSS file, like for example, I changed the name to a style second page, you need to change it here on the index. You need to call the right one. And I don't know where I did that. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. You need to call it in the second page, not the index. So you need to go on the second page HTML and put the link of the style. I'm on the wrong folder. Second page. Yesterday. I don't know what I did. I think I changed something. Oh, here it is. No. Yeah, you just have to make sure you link it to the right place, and then it'll show up like it is here. Well, see, it took, because see, I'll fix it. So if you wanna show the CSS style, you need to have the right name. So right here on the second page HTML, and this is a so you go here and find where it refers to the link for the style sheet right here. So on line 8, they're referring to a style sheet, but I changed the name. So I need to put the proper name right here. And then I'm gonna commit. And then it should be fixed now. Maybe. It was, I was uploading the other code, so there's maybe not gonna work. Okay, any questions? I know we went over a little bit, so if you have any other questions, please email me or Slack me. There is a lot more information on the handout. See here, this is the right link. But I was changing something and it just messed up my website, so I'll have to fix it. Because I was changing something and it just messed up. Oh, I know what I did. So any questions so far? Anybody has any questions? Well, if nobody has any questions, please have a great evening, and thank you for joining, and thank you for your support. And please, if you have any more questions, send me an email or Slack and I'll be in touch. Okay, bye-bye.